So today in class we're going to convert fractions into a decimal fraction. But we will look at those examples where the denominator is not equal to 10, 100,000. The first example, which we're going to solve, so 17.425. We're going to remember how to convert a mixed fraction like this to a decimal. First of all, we need to turn our attention to the denominator. The denominator is equal to 25. We cannot convert to a decimal fraction as long as the denominator is equal to 25. What we need to do, to write this denominator as 100, 1,000, 10,000, millions, and so on. In order to write this mixed fraction as a decimal, we need the denominator to be different. Let's remember how to do this. The denominator must be 100, 1,000, 10,000, and so on. Take the number 100 and see if we can divide 100 by 25 without a remainder. 100 divided by 25. 100 divided by 25, that would be 4. So I can give you this mixed fraction to a denominator of 100. And now 17 integers. We write down unchanged. Next we multiply 4. We multiply by 4. And 4 times 25. We get 17.16 And now the denominator is 100. And we can write this mixed number as a decimal. We write down 17 whole, separating the whole part of our point. And now we write down the fractional part. Notice that in the denominator I have 2 zeros. So there should be 2 signs after our dot. And now the numerator is 16. That's 2 signs. So I write 17 whole 1600ths. We have converted the mixed number 17 whole 4/25 to the decimal fraction 17 whole 1600ths. Next example, 12.75. In this case, again, the denominator is not 10, 1,000, 100,000, and so on. So I'm trying to get this denominator to the number 1,000. To do this, I'll check. 1,000 is divisible by 500. Divisible without remainder. 1. 0 divided by 500 is 2, so I write 2 next to the numerator. And now I translate 12 integers. 2 times 7 is 14. And 2 times 500 is 1,000. The denominator is 1,000. I can then write this mixed number as a decimal fraction. To do this, I write down the whole part, 12 whole parts. Now I count the number of digits that should be after our dot. That's 3 digits. In the numerator, I have only 2 digits, but I require 3 to accurately represent the value. Consequently, I append a 0 first, followed by the number 14. As a result, the outcome is equal to 12.14 thousandths. Now let's look at another example. 3 whole 14 200ths. This number must be written as a decimal fraction. What should we do? Let's look at the fractional part of this mixed number. It is 14 200ths. The denominator is not equal to 10, 100, 1,000, and so on. But what do we need to pay attention to? We can reduce this fractional part. That is, I'm going to reduce it first. That is, 14 and 200 I will divide by 2. In this case I get 3.700. And I can see that my denominator has become 100. And then I can also write it down as a decimal fraction. I write down 3 whole and 7 hundredths. So I have 2 decimal places after the decimal point, Again, I have one sign in the numerator, so I add a 0 and write 7. The result is 3.14200 is 3.700. That is, when we write a number, a fractional number in the form of a decimal fraction, you can also reduce the fraction to get a denominator that is equal to either 10 or 100 or 1000. In the next lesson, you and I will continue to work with decimals. That's all for today. Goodbye. See you again.